Monroe Street construction is still causing a headache for drivers, business owners, and people living along the detours, too. We'll tell you about an increase in car accidents there.
And the Madison Water Utility will continue talks today about solutions to its $6 million deficit. We'll tell you what that could mean for your water bill.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning. It is Tuesday, June 26th. We are bracing for quite the change in the weather office and outside.
No more sun.
No more sun today. We have showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. In fact, as you take a look at the WISC-TV Skycam, looking to the south and west, you can pretty much see the rain. It's on its way here in Madison. It'll be here shortly. You may hear some lightning or hear some thunder as well, with some lightning strikes being reported on the radar map. Today is an alert day for southern Wisconsin. There is the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms later on this afternoon, especially south of Madison. Damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rain all possible. Here's that severe weather outlook for today, and that yellow shaded slight risk area does clip the far southern part of the state. Our radar map early this morning is showing you a pretty narrow, if not broken, band of showers and thunderstorms lifting northeast through the area this morning. There may be some brief heavy downpours. As I mentioned, a little bit of lightning and thunder. No severe weather is expected though this morning. It's that second round later today that may have the stronger thunderstorms. Temperatures though will only top in the lower 70s, so a little cool for late June today. Now let's get a look at your traffic report this morning. On the interstate eastbound north of Madison near DeForest, an accident has been reported between Highway 60 and County Highway V. Be aware of that. Doesn't look like there's any major delays showing up right now. Oh, the accident just cleared, so that is good news. This is up-to-date traffic information, let me tell you. Look at our traffic maps closer to Madison. Nothing major to slow you down right now. In fact, if you are headed into Madison, you're still going at posted speeds. And that's your first alert traffic.
Don't you hate when that happens? Just like the moment that you say something, nope.
Yeah. Well, at least
Reverse.
You know the map was still on the air. So
exactly.
A good example of up-to-the-minute information.
Yes.
I think it's nice.
There you have it. All right. Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.
New this morning, Madison police are looking into a pair of robberies along a popular bike path that they think are related. Both of them happened on the Capital City Trail. Around 10:30 last night, a 22-year-old was riding near St. Paul Avenue, a few blocks from the Goodman Community Center, when someone rode up beside him, pulled out a gun, and demanded that he empty his pockets. An hour later, the same story for another biker, this one 21 years old, near Brearley Street, just off East Washington Avenue. No one was hurt. Police are going to review traffic cameras and any security footage along the bike path this morning to try and identify a suspect. The lawyers for a Wisconsin man whose murder conviction was made famous by a Netflix documentary are looking at their next steps after a major decision by the U.S. Supreme Court.
So we're talking about Brendan Dassey. He was convicted of murder in 2005 when he was just a teenager, and that case was made famous by the series Making a Murderer. The Supreme Court decided not to hear the Wisconsin man's case, which leaves a lower court ruling in place against Dassey. He was 16 when he confessed that he helped his uncle, Stephen Avery, with the murder. Dassey's attorneys say that he was pressured into a false confession at that time. Dean Strang, who was Stephen Avery's attorney, so Dassey's uncle's attorney, talked to News 3 to explain what might be next.
What they can try to do is seek a new trial based on newly discovered evidence, which would be, something other than this probably altogether. That process would start back in trial court in Manitowoc.
In response to this, Wisconsin Attorney General Brad Schimmel says that he is pleased with the Supreme Court's decision, saying in a statement yesterday, quote, "We hope the family and friends of Miss Hallbach, the woman who was killed, can find comfort in knowing this ordeal has finally come to a close."
6:04 your time now. Construction on Monroe Street is a hassle for the businesses and the people there, but it's no picnic for the people who live on the side streets either. Gregory Street has become one of the main detours for Monroe construction. The people who live there say they've seen traffic go from just a few cars an hour to dozens. Beside that, some people have had their cars side swiped, causing some folks to start folding in their side mirrors to avoid having them knocked off altogether. Many of the people there say they understand the construction needs to be done, but they're asking folks to be more cautious in the meantime.
I don't know what we can do other than getting people to realize that this is a neighborhood that they're cutting through.
That right there is Ginger McIntosh, one of the Monroe Street area residents. She told News 3 she's even contacted Alders in hopes of finding a solution. Some folks are also putting out red signs in their parking areas, reminding people to slow down.
6:05 right now, and a Madison group that makes sure people with disabilities have access to parking in the city is looking ahead to the winter months later today. Members of the Parking Council for People with Disabilities will hear from the city about snow that's sometimes piled up in disabled stalls. They'll also get an update on cuts to the paratransit bus service. Madison Metro recently lost $4 million in federal funding and is looking to scale back the door-to-door service that paratransit provides. Now, the council will hear how that affects people relying on that transportation, particularly in snowy and icy conditions. That meeting starts at 5 p.m. Later tonight, the Madison Water Utility Board will outline its plan to get back on track financially as it deals with a multi-million-dollar deficit. Back in May, you may remember News 3 was the first to report that the utility faced a more than $6 million deficit in its latest annual budget. Now it's asking the city to help pay for those bills with a loan. It's also planning to sell off several properties to bring in an extra $2 million. Simultaneously, the utility is working to get state approval for a 30% rate hike to help cover expenses. That would be the biggest increase in the city's history. That meeting is at 4:30 at the water utility on Olin Avenue.
Plans to rework a popular East Side road with a bike path and a pedestrian bridge are on the table for a city committee today. This is all happening along a stretch of Atwood Avenue between Fair Oaks and Cottage Grove Road next to Olbrich Park. The project would also include more parking for that neighborhood. Once it passes a Transportation Commission tonight, the plan goes to the Board of Public Works and then to a vote at the Common Council in July. Madison police are reminding moped drivers about a parking ordinance that went into effect back in January after a number of recent complaints. Under that ordinance, mopeds and motorcycles can park on the street in any legal space, but they are not allowed on sidewalks or by bike racks. Up to 3 mopeds or motorcycles can park in a single metered space. That ordinance is supposed to help create more public walking space in the downtown area. 6:07 your time now. Right now, 1 in 6 children here in Dane County are trying to find their next meal.
It can be really difficult during the summer months. A lot of these kids rely on school to make sure that they have those meals. So we here at News 3 are teaming up with the Goodman Community Center to step up and help the hundreds of kids enrolled at the summer programs there. Josh Spreiter is live right now at the East Side Hy-Vee with more on how businesses are helping to be hunger heroes. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. This Hy-Vee is just one of those businesses partnering up this week, and they've made it super easy. You just buy the items and you can donate it right here. All of the food will then be donated to the Goodman Community Center. Our goal is to find enough hunger heroes to send a bag of groceries home with 300 children and families enrolled in Goodman Community Center's summer programs every Friday. The biggest need right now is non-perishable food items.
You'd really be surprised how much outpouring of support there is when we do things like this. You know, it's one of the first times I did one of these promotions, I was flabbergasted by the amount of items that people donated. And you'd even see some folks in 2-3 times in a week that were just shopping to donate. And, you know, that was one of the coolest things for me, just to see how much people really do care.
At the East Side Hy-Vee, you can donate any of those non-perishable food items at the customer service desk. You can also donate to Goodman Community Center directly or stop by Festival Foods on East Wash to make a small donation that will benefit the effort. And be sure to tune in this Thursday to News 3. We're holding a phone bank from 4 until 6:30. And right now, if you want more information, there's also a special page right now on our website. Just go to channel3000.com/hungerheroes.
Certainly a great cause. I have a bunch of groceries in my trunk that I keep forgetting to bring in, Josh. So this is a good reminder for me and everybody else out there. Thank you so much.
All right, coming up, some NFL football legends want the kids to play the sport differently. We'll take a look at the change they want to see to help protect players from concussions.
And we're back in alert day mode with summer storms making a return here in Wisconsin. Severe weather followed by heat and humidity later on this week. Yuck. Hattie will lay out the rest of that week when News 3 This Morning returns.
Good morning. Inside this morning with some showers and thunderstorms moving into southern Wisconsin as we speak. It's an alert day for the area today. Scattered thunderstorms this morning and then again later on this afternoon. And it's that second round that may contain some strong to severe thunderstorms, especially south of Madison. Large hail, damaging winds, as well as heavy rain, all possible today. A flash flood watch has been issued for the southernmost part of the state. This does include Rock, Lafayette, and Greene counties, and that starts later on this afternoon, going through this evening, again, for the potential for some very heavy rain. The slight risk area, a yellow shaded region, clipping just far southern Wisconsin today. It's a marginal risk for severe weather for the rest of the region. Here's a look at Doppler track showing you that these showers and thunderstorms are getting pretty close to Madison. Hearing some thunder now just outside the studio. This is a fairly narrow band of rain activity, but there is some more shower and thunderstorm activity further off to the west. So again, we're not done once that first band moves through today. Here's a look at future track, and again, one band lifting north of the area. Little bit of a break, maybe a few sprinkles here and there, but the second band of showers and thunderstorms working its way into the area already by lunchtime, areas along the Mississippi River Valley, and then that activity spreads eastward. Now the second round may be a little more slow moving, so that's where we see the potential for some very heavy rain across southern Wisconsin. The rain winds down though overnight, and we start with cloudy skies tomorrow, but we should see a nice clearing trend in the area. As far as rain totals are concerned, we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, especially south and east of Madison, maybe some slightly higher amounts to the north and west as well. So again, some very heavy rain is possible today. It's raining in Platteville. Here's the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam there showing you raindrops on the camera lens. 66 in Madison, 66 in Platteville right now. Bosqueville starts the day at 69 degrees. Dew points will be a little bit of a factor with that rain moving in for the afternoon, but with cooler temperatures, might not feel quite as uncomfortable today. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Again, a closer view of what you can expect. Temperatures will slowly climb through the 60s today as that first round of rain moves through. A little bit of a break through the lunch hour for us here in Madison, but then some showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon and evening hours. So if you have outdoor plans later today, download that Channel 3000 weather app so you can keep a close eye on the radar. The rain then comes to an end and tapers off overnight tonight. Let's take a look at that extended forecast then. We have temperatures that will warm up a little bit for tomorrow. We're looking at a high of 78 degrees. 86 though on Thursday. The heat and humidity really arriving starting on Friday. Alert days are in the forecast Friday, Saturday, and Sunday due to the high heat and humidity. Now let's get a look at your first alert traffic this morning with Josh Tim. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, another quiet start on the Madison roadways, including on the Beltline. It's definitely moving well so far. No major crashes in either direction. Usual brake lights are popping up on the northbound side of Verona Road approaching the Beltline and starting to show up on Stoughton Road near the Beltline ramps. It's quiet so far downtown around the Capitol Square and UW campus. Volume, it won't be an issue at least for another half hour or so. And other main routes are cruising along at the posted speeds right now with no major crashes or delays here in the Madison area. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you very much, Hattie. Things should probably be a little backed up in downtown Janesville today, as that city expects 3,000 to 4,000 people to come out and watch the largest road cycling series of its kind in the entire country. Town Square Grand Prix bicycle race. That race includes 11 races over a 10-hour span. There are competitors of all ages coming from 15 different countries and 40 different states. It starts up here at 7 o'clock this morning, so about 45 minutes, rain or shine. So roads in downtown Janesville are going to be shut down throughout the day. This is all part of the Tour of America's Dairyland, so appropriately so, riders will be wearing cow pattern jerseys. We will have more on the race coming up later on channel3000.com. Kids in the Madison area have a chance to learn from a professional football player later this morning. We're talking about the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. They are partnering with Lee Evans, a former Badger and now NFL player. They're hosting a free 3-day football camp at Warner Park this week for kids anywhere from age 8 to 17. This starts today, unfortunately, with these storms, and it goes through Thursday.
Some local football greats are coming out against the sport because of the health concerns it causes with young kids. Packers legend Brett Favre says he supports Illinois legislation that would ban tackle football for kids under the age of 12. He guesses he's suffered thousands of concussions over his 20-year NFL career, and he says he cringes when he watches kids play the sport because their bodies and their brains are still developing. Recently, at Tony Romo's annual camp in Burlington, the former Dallas Cowboys quarterback and Wisconsin native said there are safer options for kids.
Out of the things you can learn through technique, you don't have to be playing tackle football. You can do it by playing flag football. You don't have to collide to get better, I would argue, at a young age. So, I agree with you just waiting a little bit for the kids.
There hasn't been any Wisconsin legislation introduced to ban tackle football for kids, but since 2012, state law has required all youth sports organizations to give parents information on concussions and sign off that they've looked at it.
There's an opportunity to take some time to talk about suicide this evening with a documentary screening in Rock County. The film is called Suicide: The Ripple Effect, and it follows Kevin Hines, who tried to kill himself by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. Since that attempt, he's gone around the country helping others who have lost loved ones to suicide or have experienced some mental health struggles. In Wisconsin alone, suicide kills 4 times the number of people as murders. You can watch the documentary for free starting at 6:30 tonight at Parker High School. There will be a community conversation afterwards.
6:18 your time now. Coming up after the break, we've got a great people helping people story that's also benefiting our local dairy farmers. We're going to take a look at a big milk donation to area food pantries thanks to a grocery store.
And it's already crowded in downtown Janesville with a bunch of construction equipment. Then add those hundreds of cyclists we were just talking about, thousands of spectators, and then storms. Come on. Hattie's tracking the Grand Prix forecast, and she'll have that update when News 3 This Morning returns.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean. Some lightning and thunder here in the Madison area this morning with some showers and thunderstorms moving through. It is an alert day. There's another round of showers and thunderstorms possible later today that may be severe across southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at our high-resolution Doppler radar. You can see some lightning strikes on the map right now. Also some brief heavy downpours possible. Some of the rain rates are in excess of 2 inches an hour. Now keep in mind that these showers and thunderstorms are moving rather quickly, but some heavy downpours are possible. Here's a wider view of our radar map showing you movement of these showers and thunderstorms and the next band of rain that is tracking across Iowa at this hour. Our temperatures are in the mid-60s. It's a very gray, muggy start to the day with that rain in the area. Temperatures will hit highs only in the lower 70s though this afternoon. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thanks, Hattie. A grocery store and a dairy company are teaming up to make sure people who rely on food pantries have access to milk. In honor of National Dairy Month, Roundy's and Kemp's are donating 2,700 gallons of milk to food pantries in Milwaukee and here in Madison. In our area, it'll go to Second Harvest Food Bank of southern Wisconsin. Those who run that pantry say milk isn't something a lot of people think to donate. 1,400 gallons will be delivered to that pantry later this morning.
There's another mass call for critical types of blood donations across our area today. The Red Cross launched its Missing Types campaign to spread awareness about nationwide shortages for type A, B, and O blood in particular. Those often get used at a higher rate, and donations typically go down during the summer when people are busy and traveling.
You can make a donation this afternoon at the Cambria Community Center, Belleville St. Mary of Lourdes Church, DeForest Comfort Inn, or Madison Blood Donation Centers. A good thing to do today.
Yeah, we will hopefully have that list up as well over on channel3000.com.
Well, 6:23 your time now. The president is tweeting this morning about Harley, saying the company is using tariffs as an excuse to move more production overseas. We're going to have an update on that after the break.
The tweet just coming in this morning, and Madisonians will soon have 2 new nonstop destinations to jet off to, not to mention another airline. Boston, Portland, Dallas. We'll preview the big announcement, the big secret when News 3 This Morning returns. Harley stocks are down about 6% this morning as the president says the company is using European tariffs as an excuse to move production out of the United States.
And we're asking you to become a hunger hero, how you can partner with us here at News 3 to make sure kids and families have enough to eat over summer break.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning. It's Tuesday, June 26th, and you can hear the thunderstorms passing through the west side. It's like crashing into the roof of here.
Sometimes it's hard to hear the thunder in the studio, but we're not having
today.
any issues today. No, maybe you're up a little earlier than you wanted to be as well with some showers and thunderstorms in the region. Here's a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. Definitely wet outside here at the station and on the west side of town. Today is an alert day for southern Wisconsin. Scattered thunderstorms this morning and then again later today, this afternoon into the evening hours. All forms of severe weather will be possible. Large hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, as well as an isolated tornado. Here's a look at a flash flood watch that has been posted for far southern Wisconsin. It actually starts at 1 p.m. this afternoon and goes through 1 a.m. Overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning due to the potential for some very heavy rain. Brief heavy downpours with these showers and thunderstorms lifting through the area this morning. More rain, though, back to the west, so we're not done once that initial line moves through. Showers and thunderstorms becoming likely this afternoon into the evening hours. High temperatures today only at 73 degrees. Now let's take a look at your first alert traffic this morning. So far, so good. The accident north of Madison has cleared from the interstate, so no delays on the interstate right now. In and around Madison, just a few brake lights showing up on Stoughton Road. Otherwise, things looking pretty good. Travel into Madison on Verona Road is a little slower than normal. Mainly due to the construction in that area. And that's your first alert traffic.
And a reminder for anybody who is driving or trying to drive in downtown Janesville today. It's going to be a mess down there, not only because of the rain, but there's the Grand Prix happening. So a lot of cyclists.
Find an alternate route.
Thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Well, new this morning, Janesville police are looking for 2 people who stole prescription medications from a Walgreens. It happened at the Walgreens on Milton Avenue near the Janesville Mall around 3:30 a.m. Police say 2 people went into the pharmacy with what looked like guns and got away with the meds. If you have any information, maybe you saw something, you're asked to call Janesville Police. We're going to try and have updates on this story over on channel3000.com.
All right, within the last 10 minutes or so, the president is tweeting about Harley-Davidson. He says the company announced it would move production to Thailand earlier this year, so the pending trade war is, in the president's words, an excuse.
The Milwaukee-based company says it will release more details to investors, meanwhile, next month after announcing it will shift more production to other countries. This is in response to tariffs by the European Union, which Harley says have increased the cost to make each bike by about $2,200. Governor Walker responded to that announcement yesterday, saying the ultimate goal is no tariffs, if that's possible. He did not, however, criticize the president's trade policies.
President Trump this morning is saying on Twitter that the U.S. is getting other countries to reduce and eliminate tariffs and trade barriers that he says have been unfairly used against farmers, workers, and companies here in America. Now, the EU tariffs are in direct response to U.S. taxes on imported steel and aluminum. We have a more in-depth look at this issue over on channel3000.com.
The DeForest Police Department might soon be looking for a new chief after the village board unanimously approved plans to start severance negotiations. Chief Daniel Furseth is on paid administrative leave right now. He was taken off active duty late last month after a 2015 YouTube video resurfaced online. The person who posted that video says it shows Furseth when he was a lieutenant with the department. You can hear him in the squad car mocking a group of African-American men in a parking lot. The board would not say how much that severance package was for, calling it a personnel matter. The DeForest Village president says he has no idea whether Furseth will agree to those terms.
6:31 right now, and some Janesville voters will have to go to a new polling place come this fall. City Council is moving polling sites out of Janesville schools after a vote last night by the board. The district had announced it did not want any voters there anymore for security reasons. The decision affects nearly a third of voters who will now cast ballots at the Rock County Job Center and 2 nearby churches instead. For a list of locations, go over to our website, channel3000.com. Speaking of voting, the Madison City Clerk is mailing out absentee ballots ahead of the state primary election in August. It may seem a little early, but with summer vacations, the clerk's office wants to make sure that everyone gets those ballots in time. If you're going to be out of town for the primary on August 14th, you can request an absentee ballot in person, through the mail, or online. Those will be mailed through August 9th.
Some Madison school employees might be getting a raise this upcoming school year. The State Journal reports the school board approved a $407 million operating budget for next year. It would not only keep staffing levels stable, but it might also include a larger average salary increase than what was initially suggested at more than 4%. Superintendent Jen Cheatham calls it the strongest budget the district has ever built.
All right, your time right now is 6:32. And speaking of Madison schools, there are hundreds of kids in the city alone that rely on school for breakfast and lunch during the year. 1 in 6 kids across Dane County don't know where their next meal will actually come from.
It's a real problem. News 3 is asking everyone to help, though, by providing a much-needed bag of groceries for kids and their families this summer. Our Josh Sprider is live at the Eastside Hy-Vee talking about businesses doing their part. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Hy-Vee is just one of those businesses partnering up with us in the Goodman Community Center this week to help keep kids from being hungry this summer. The Eastside Hy-Vee is making fast and convenient for you. All you have to do is purchase your non-perishable food items like canned goods, pasta, or cereal. Then you bring it over to the customer service desk or a bin by the door where they'll place it. That bin will then be delivered to the Goodman Community Center.
We want it to be as easy for everybody to help out as we can because we understand that everybody's got very busy lives, and they've got very limited time. So we're trying to make it as easy on those folks to help out those in need as we can.
The Eastside Hy-Vee Assistant Director says he's always impressed by how much this community comes together. You can also donate at Festival Foods this week or the Goodman Community Center directly. And we also have a phone bank going on Thursday from 4 to 6:30. You can tune into that. And guys, they just put out the bin. There's nothing in it, so come out and donate. It's a very good cause.
Danica's got her groceries in her car. I've already got mine in, so we gotta get over there. Maybe throw in some more. All right, Josh Sprider reporting live for us this morning. Thanks, Josh.
6:34 right now, and Dane County Regional Airport is announcing 2 new nonstop flights and a new airline later on today. Staff there are keeping it a secret until the big reveal at 10 a.m. Those flights will start in the fall. A photo tweeted by the airport, though, right here, hints at a warm destination. The Cal enjoying the beach there, some sand toys. Earlier this month, United started flying direct to San Francisco, making investment opportunities in Silicon Valley more accessible to Madison businesses. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi will be at the airport for this announcement this morning, and we will be sure to have an update at channel3000.com and News 3 at noon. A lot of speculation right now as to where these flights will be going.
You're hoping for Baltimore, huh?
I'm hoping for Baltimore. That's home, sweet home. But
I'll
a lot
take
of people.
sunny Texas. That sounded great to me.
Nice. Dallas was mentioned by quite a few people
I'm
on
impressed.
Twitter.
I would love that.
So far, so good on the roads and the skies this morning, but we are expecting some serious storms to move in later today. We're already hearing the thunder above the News 3 newsroom here. We'll have traffic coming up in the morning sprint.
And if you suffer from sticker shock every time you walk into Whole Foods, well, there's a new program that might make prices at the grocery store a little more bearable. We'll take a look at the potential savings when News 3 This Morning continues. Welcome back. 6:38 your time now. We've been asking you to share your morning with us. Terry sent us this photo through Facebook. A little bit of sunshine there. We need that sunshine. This weather's for the birds.
This nice, well played.
Yeah.
And it seems like this is one of those fields that's just flooded out right now because of all the rain we've been seeing. So the birds probably loving it though.
Yeah, and they're not getting a break though.
Yeah,
so
a little extra space to swim.
Enjoy
They're
that
fine
pool.
with it. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, Terry. We appreciate it. What does your morning look like? Take a picture and post it on our Channel 3000 Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning so we can find it and share our favorites right here on the program. So we are less than 48 hours away from the groundbreaking ceremony at the site of Wisconsin's Foxconn factory. The president is expected to join Governor Walker at that event. Meanwhile, organizations like the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce want to make sure skilled workers are connected with the thousands of jobs the Taiwanese tech company is promising to bring here to the state. A program this morning is helping Wisconsin businesses in particular build some positive relationships with Foxconn to help bridge any cultural divide as well. This session is aimed at providing insight into Taiwanese business protocol and etiquette and explain how area businesses can partner with Foxconn.
All right, if you're into grind your own peanut butter or maybe organic bananas, there's a new way to save on some of your favorite grocery store foods. Whole Foods is getting ready to launch a new discount program for Amazon Prime members. To take advantage, shoppers can use the Whole Foods app at the checkout or type in their Amazon-linked cell phone number. This is all part of Amazon's ongoing changes for the grocery chain, which the online retailer bought for more than $13 billion last year. The program starts tomorrow. All right, 6:40 your time now. Thunderstorms are rolling through the west side this morning, maybe waking you up. They're waking me up. There's a chance for more rain throughout the day. Hattie's going to update your first alert forecast when we return.
That's actually a help for us, though, waking us up there. But first, it is June 26th. Happy birthday to Cameron, Coy, Kaya, Lily, and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Enjoy plenty of cake. And thanks for letting us help celebrate here on News 3 this morning.
Welcome back. You're taking a live look outside right now at the WISC sky cam. Bit of a rainy west side this morning, some raindrops on the lens, and that's going to be the story for the rest of the day. We're tracking some severe weather in the forecast today, so it's a good time to remember how to stay safe in thunderstorms.
Yeah, it also happens to be Lightning Safety Awareness Day here in the state.
Appropriate.
I know, they had that planned out pretty well there. 7 Wisconsinites actually have been killed by a lightning strike in the past decade. And across the country, lightning injures hundreds of people every year. Ready Wisconsin is taking this day to remind people to get inside during those storms and pay attention to the forecast if you're planning to be outside.
You can follow the radar and check the Alert Day forecast for yourself anytime, anywhere on our First Alert Weather and Traffic app. Download it for free in your phone's app store.
All right, turning it over to Hattie McLean with a look at storms today. Hads, what are we looking at right now?
Yeah, well, a good reminder with this Lightning Awareness Day. Here is the 30-30 rule. If you've forgotten, this is what you need to keep in mind as far as lightning safety is concerned. Count the seconds between when you see the lightning and you hear the thunder. If the number is less than 30, it's time to seek shelter. The storm is close to you. And then wait 30 minutes after you hear the last rumble of thunder to return outside. Those two the key pieces of information are going to keep you safe in and around thunderstorms. And you'll have to remember that today because scattered thunderstorms are expected this morning and then again later this afternoon. So a couple of rounds that has prompted an alert day here for southern Wisconsin. We could see some severe weather later today. The probability of precipitation is rather high this morning. Scattered showers and thunderstorms already moving through. You see these numbers drop towards the middle of the day, but then rapidly increase heading through the afternoon and into the evening. So a round of showers and thunderstorms is definitely expected later on today. The severe weather outlook, that yellow shaded area has been moving back and forth the last couple of days. It's back up into southern Wisconsin this morning. That slight risk area covering parts of Rock, Greene, and Lafayette counties here in our viewing area. We're already seeing some light activity moving through the area. We've heard some rumbles of thunder here in Madison. Some brief heavy downpours possible near Janesville this morning. All of this activity is lifting to the north and east. But again, with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms expected, the rain could add up, especially along the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. We could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. That has prompted a flash flood watch issued by the National Weather Service, again for those counties shaded in green for our area later today into this evening. Temperatures this morning are starting in the mid-60s, so not a bad start temperature-wise, but a southeasterly wind anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour is expected to increase a little bit through the day today. Future track will show you that temperatures are not going to move much today into the upper 60s, close to 70 by lunchtime. One round of rain moving off to the north and east, but the next one already arriving along the Mississippi River Valley by lunchtime today. Those showers and thunderstorms then track across the region through the afternoon and evening. So again, keep that in mind if you have outdoor plans later on today. Here's a look at how that rain though winds down overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Our extended forecast has temperatures that are going to warm up quite a bit. By the time we get to the end of the week, we're once again dealing with alert days for the high heat and humidity. Temperatures will be in the 90s. Heat index values will be flirting with 100, especially Friday and Saturday. Some rain is then again possible later on Sunday. Here's our pet walk. Scat the cat. I do not think is going to be taking any walks today. That's probably a good place to be all bundled up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I will take a seat next to Scat and nap away the day. Thank you very much, Hattie.
You're welcome. Hattie. Stay with us. The morning sprint is up next.
Almost 6:51, time now for the morning sprint. Hattie has an alert day in effect with a chance for severe storms throughout the area.
And Josh Spreiter is live at the East Side Hy-Vee to share an easy way to be a hunger hero. But we start with some key primary elections happening today. Voters in New York, Utah, Oklahoma, Maryland, and Colorado head to the polls this morning. Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney is running for a Utah Senate seat. And in Maryland, 2 African-American candidates are trying to become the state's next governor.
On Wall Street, stock futures are almost stagnant overnight. The Dow, however, fell hundreds of points yesterday over concerns of a global trade war. Tech stocks took a big hit as well after reports that the Trump administration might limit technology exports to China. Harley-Davidson stock is down about 6% compared to yesterday when the company announced that it would move some of its production overseas due to high tariffs on its motorcycles in Europe.
President Trump is tweeting about that decision by Harley right now, saying when he had Harley officials over to the White House, he said they must know they won't be able to sell back into the U.S. without paying big taxes. He added the company announced it would move production to Thailand earlier this year, so the pending trade war is, in the president's words, an excuse. Governor Walker also responded to the announcement, saying the ultimate goal is no tariffs if possible. He did not, however, criticize the president's trade policies.
Madison police are looking at traffic and security cameras this morning, trying to identify a suspect who may be behind 2 different robberies on the capital city bike path. They do believe those are related. Around 10:30 last night, a man was riding on the Cap City Trail near St. Paul Avenue when a man rode up next to him, showed a gun, and demanded that he empty his pockets. A similar robbery happened an hour later on the 300 block of Brearley Street. That's just off East Washington Avenue. No one was hurt in either incident.
Lawyers in the Wisconsin murder case, made famous by a Netflix documentary, Making a Murderer, are trying to figure out what's next after the Supreme Court declined to take it up. That means a lower court ruling against Brendan Dassey will stay in place. Dassey was convicted in the murder of Teresa Halbach when he was 16 back in 2005. His attorneys say he's borderline intellectually disabled and was pressured into a false confession. They will now need to find new evidence to argue for a new trial.
And it is an alert day for southern Wisconsin with some scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning and then again later on this afternoon. Severe weather is possible with that second round later today. Here's the first round of rain pushing through Dane County and the Madison area as we speak. It'll lift northward, but you can see a couple of rounds of rain still back to the south and west, indicating that we'll have more rain this afternoon and evening.
Thank you, Hattie. Members of Madison's Parking Council for People with Disabilities are preparing for winter today. They will hear from the city about snow being piled up in disabled stalls. They'll also get an update on cuts to the paratransit bus service. Madison Metro recently lost $4 million in federal funding and is now looking to scale back its door-to-door service with paratransit, which could be a detriment to people with disabilities trying to get around in icy and snowy conditions. The meeting starts at 5 p.m.
Later tonight, the Madison Water Utility Board will outline its plan to handle a more than $6 million deficit. It's asking the city for a loan to help pay for those bills and plans to sell off several properties to bring in an extra $2 million. But it's also asking the state for a 30% rate hike to help cover expenses. That would be the biggest increase in the city's history.
Right now, be a hunger hero and help News 3 and the Goodman Community Center provide a weekly bag of groceries to those who are in need this summer. Our goal is to find enough hunger heroes to send a bag of groceries home with 300 children and their families enrolled in Goodman Community Center's programs every Friday. The biggest need is non-perishable food items like canned goods, pasta, cereal, or healthy snacks like granola bars and fruit snacks. You can also donate to Goodman Community Center directly or stop by Festival Foods on East Wash or the East Side Hy-Vee and tune in this Thursday to News 3. We're holding a phone bank from 4 until 6:30. All of this information can be found right now at channel3000.com.
Thanks, Josh. Some Janesville voters will have to find a new polling place this fall. City Council is moving polling sites out of Janesville schools after the district announced it didn't want to host voters due to safety reasons. The decision affects nearly a third of voters who will now cast their ballots at the Rock County Job Center and 2 churches instead. You can find a list of those new locations on our website, channel3000.com.
A grocery store and a dairy company are teaming up to make sure people who rely on food pantries have access to milk. In honor of National Dairy Month, Roundy's and Kemp's are donating 2,700 gallons of milk to food pantries in both Milwaukee and Madison. In our area, 1,400 gallons will go to the Second Harvest Food Bank of southern Wisconsin. Those who run that pantry say milk isn't something a lot of people think to donate.
Dane County Airport is announcing 2 new nonstop flights and a new airline. Staff there are keeping it a secret, though, until the reveal at 10 a.m. But a photo tweeted by the airport hints at a warmer destination. This announcement comes after United started flying direct to San Francisco earlier this month. We'll have an update on that new destination, those 2 new destinations, on channel3000.com and on News 3 at noon.
We are 4 minutes away to the start of the Town Square Grand Prix bicycle race in Janesville. The city is expecting 3,000 to 4,000 people to come out and watch the longest road cycling series of its kind in the entire country. It runs over 10 hours today. Roads in downtown Janesville will be shut down throughout the day as well. This is all part of the Tour of America's Dairyland. Riders are going to wear cow pattern jerseys for that reason.
6:56 your time now. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim with an update on your first alert traffic. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Yeah, a few brake lights are beginning to show up on the westbound Beltline between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. It's going to add an extra minute or 2 to your drive. Inbound John Nolan tapping the brakes near the Olin Avenue, and then again near the North Shore Drive intersections. That's going to add a couple minutes toward the downtown Madison area. Other main routes are cruising along at the usual speeds right now with no major crashes or delays here around Madison. With your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thanks, Josh.
And this morning, it's a cloudy and somewhat wet start to the day in a few spots early this morning. Let's take a look at the radar map one last time before you head out the door this morning. Scattered showers are pushing their way through southern Wisconsin, lifting to the northeast rather quickly. So a brief round of rain this morning, then another for later on today. Showers and thunderstorms are expected this afternoon and this evening, and some of those storms may be severe. High temperatures will be in the 70s.
A lot of things to watch on the radar today. Make sure that you have that Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app. And speaking of water, the Water Utility Board is going to meet tonight in Madison to talk about that $6 million deficit that it faces right now, how it's going to make up for that money. We will have an update on that coming up over on News 3 at 10. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Stay dry.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.